Yehovah Svaot Elohim, Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. Please fill me and lead me, and cover me and stir me, and speak through me with your Ruach HaKodesh, that I may speak your written words with boldness and humility to those who listen. I ask all these things in Yeshua HaMashiach's name. Amen. We'll start with the Shema. Listen and obey. Children of Yehovah, pay careful attention and respond. Yehovah is our power and authority. Yehovah works in unity with himself, and you shall act upon your love to Yehovah with your power and authority, with your thoughts and mind, with your entire body, with all the muchness that you have. Yod, Hey, Vav, Hey. Hand, behold, nail, behold. 2 Kings chapter 20. Around this time, Hezekiah became ill to the point of death. Yeshayahu, the prophet, the son of Amoz, came to him and said, "Here is what Yehovah says. Put your house in order. Because you are going to die, you will not live." Hezekiah turned his face toward the wall and prayed to Yehovah. "I plead with you, Yehovah, remember now how I have lived before you truly and wholeheartedly, and how I have done what you see as good." And he cried bitter tears. Before Yeshayahu had left the city's middle courtyard, the word of Yehovah came to him. "Go back and tell Hezekiah, the prince of my people, that this is what Yehovah, the God of David, your ancestor, says. I have heard your prayer and seen your tears, and I will heal you. On the third day you are to go up to the house of Yehovah. I will add 15 years to your life. Also, I will rescue you from this city, from the power of the king of Ashur. I will defend this city for my own sake and for my servant David's sake." Then Yeshayahu said, "Prepare a fig plaster." They brought it and laid it on the inflammation so that he would recover. Hezekiah said to Yeshayahu, "What sign will there be that Yehovah will heal me and that I will be able to go up to the house of Yehovah on the third day?" Yeshayahu said, "Here is the sign for you from Yehovah, that Yehovah will do what he said. Do you want the shadow of the sundial to go forward 10 intervals or backward 10 intervals?" Hezekiah answered, "It's easy for the shadow to go down 10 intervals. No, let the shadow return backwards 10 intervals." Yeshayahu called out to Yehovah, and he brought the shadow on the sundial of Achaz 10 intervals backwards after it had gone down that far. Berodach Baladin, the son of Baladan, king of Baval, heard that Hezekiah had been ill, so he sent a letter and a gift to him. Hezekiah listened to the messengers and showed them the building where he kept his treasures, including the silver, gold, spices, precious oils, also the building where he kept his armor and everything in his treasury. There was nothing in his palace or in his entire domain that Hezekiah did not show them. Then Yeshayahu the prophet came to King Hezekiah and asked him, "What did these men say? Where did they come from?" Hezekiah answered, "They came from a distant country, Baval." Yeshayahu asked, "What have they seen in your palace?" "They have seen everything in my palace," said Hezekiah. "There isn't a thing among my treasuries that I haven't shown them." Yeshayahu said to Hezekiah, "Hear what Yehovah says. The day will come when everything in your palace, along with everything your ancestors stored up until today, will be carried off to Baval. Nothing will be left, says Yehovah. They will carry off some of your descendants, your own offspring, and they will be made eunuchs, serving in the palace of king of Baval." Hezekiah said to Yeshayahu, "The word of Yehovah which you have just told me is good." He thought, isn't it, though? If peace and truth continue, at least through my lifetime? Other activities of Hezekiah, his power, and how he built the pool and aqueduct to bring water into the city are recorded in the annals of the kings of Yehuda. Then Hezekiah slept with his ancestors, and Manasseh his son took his place as king. How can we learn to love our Creator after reading this awesome 20th chapter of 2 Kings? We can listen for Yehova to speak to you. Cry out in prayer for your desire to live. I plead with you, Yehova, remember now how I have lived before you truly and wholeheartedly, and how I have done what you see as good, functional. Aim, therefore, to live a life truly and wholeheartedly before Yehova, so Yehova will answer your plea in your time of need. Cry bitter tears before Yehova when you get bad news. Trust that Yehova hears your prayers and sees your tears and heals sick vessels. Trust that Yehova can add years to your life. Trust that Yehova can rescue you from the power of your enemy. Trust that Yehova can show you a sign when you ask him to. Seek peace and truth in your life. Ask Yehova for power. How can we love others as Yeshua loves us so we can teach others how to make their pleas be heard by Yehova? Bear one another's burdens. Seek peace and truth in your life. Produce spiritual fruit, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, humility, self-control. We'll end with the Aaronic blessing using the name. Yehova will kneel before you presenting gifts, and he will guard you with a hedge of protection. Yehova will illuminate the wholeness of his being toward you, bringing order, and he will provide you with love, sustenance, and friendship. Yehova will lift up the wholeness of his being and look upon you and will set in place all you need to be whole and complete.